Let's get started. Hey, everybody. Thank you very much for joining our webinar today. My name is Ben Victorica, and I'm joined by Pete Essex. We're going to do a quick overview of some of the areas that Pete is focusing on and his observations here in the industry at how AI is affecting sales teams and helping them, improve their processes. And then I'll be talking about KnowledgeNet and how KnowledgeNet can help you grow your business in 30 days and give you an overview and a demo. Then we'll go back to both of us and answer any questions that you put in the Q&A. Our goal today is to provide you a quick overview and then schedule some time with you if you're interested in learning more, either from Pete or from myself. So with that, Pete, I'll turn it over to you.
Great. Thank you, Ben. I really appreciate that kind introduction. And welcome everybody to our webinar. I really appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to learn a little bit more about AI and how it might help you with sales. My name is Pete Essex. I'm an outsourced VP of sales or fractional sales leader. I have 25 plus years experience in large companies such as J&J and Boston Scientific, to startups, to IPOs, to selling companies actually selling themselves. I am with Sales Xceleration now, and I focus on small to medium-sized businesses, help them actually, achieve all things great with regards to sales. What I do for small to medium-sized businesses, I help with everything from sales assessments to infrastructure, and a lot of the infrastructure things we'll talk about with KnowledgeNet, and I'll talk what I do a little bit later in the actual presentation. So initially, when I go into a new business, one of the things we like to do, and the first thing is to identify what the ideal customer profile is. Who will buy your goods or services? And is that person that your sales team is targeting, is that right ICP? Because if you don't have the right ICP, those salespeople are going to be spinning their wheels. They're going to be calling on the wrong clients. They're going to be wasting money, wasting time, which is the most valuable thing that we can't get back. So if we can fine tune who that ICP is and get to that person and do a proper sales call, we can help establish and close business. Next slide, please. We talked about the wheel and what Sales Xceleration does, and that infrastructure piece, that upper right-hand piece, is where we have tools and things to help develop. And once we have that ICP identified, things that we can do to develop lead list and do warm introductions and really connect with those customers and not waste time. So once we have that ICP identified, who is your ideal customer and who's going to buy from you, we need to target those prospects. And there's a lot of ways to do that. You could spend hours and hours on LinkedIn. ZoomInfo, a lot of companies use ZoomInfo, but it's extremely expensive. $15,000 on the low end, can be a lot higher. There's better solutions here to get to that target audience. A lot of folks will spend a lot of money on Google Ads and Facebooks. And a lot of these things, they're not as effective as they used to be. And cold leads, as opposed to warm leads, make a big difference. And then newsletters and emails, we all get those. A lot of times those get deleted. You get off lists and things like that. And then you can hire FTEs, SDRs, and pay thousands of dollars per month to outsource those SDRs. But you think about all these things that we're doing to reach that target audience. Is there a better solution? And I think there is, and it has to do with AI and KnowledgeNet. So Ben, turn it back to you.
Perfect, Pete. Thank you very much. And yeah, as Pete was saying, some of these other traditional techniques are expensive. And as he mentioned, that they're also ineffective. Today, if you're doing outbound email with generic messages, you're likely getting less than 1/4% of a response. And then the SDRs and BDRs that are making outbound phone calls, they may be dialing 1,000 numbers, but also getting less than 1% of a connection rate. So there has to be a better way. And today we want to present to you how AI can deliver prioritized warm referrals and do so in a very quick manner. The goal is, of course, to help you grow revenue and reduce the costs that we were talking about, contact sources and LinkedIn Navigator, ChatGPT, and doing this by leveraging your relationships. The way that it works is we create an organization for your company, and we add the users, typically the sales team, the people that are contacting customers. They sync their email and their LinkedIn connections to that KnowledgeNet organization, to your secure KnowledgeNet organization. And then we use AI to connect all of this information going back 1 year through your emails and meetings and generate the relationship intelligence, generate the connection paths. And then we leverage this to give you insights and provide you with additional uses of AI. The impact is that we're able to provide for you the warm introductions, who in your network's network can introduce you to that person that you're trying to reach, provide you details of who in your network has changed jobs. Maybe a great customer has gone to work for a new company and you're not aware of that, but we give you that insight so you can follow up with them and make them a customer with their new company. Part of this is that we provide you access to 280 million contacts with very detailed filters that match your ICP. So you can find prospects. And in addition to that, the AI generated email personality profiles. We're able to share with you what customers or prospects have visited your website anonymously. We call that web traffic intelligence. And we can leverage ChatGPT and other technologies to provide customized AI generated emails. So the key part is leveraging relationship intelligence, providing exact information of how you are connected to that prospect through your existing network. And when you identify that prospect, providing you personality intelligence so that you know how to message, how to meet with this prospect in a way that it's going to be most meaningful to them. And then as you are leveraging KnowledgeNet to write emails to them automatically, it's taken into account the personality intelligence and the relationship intelligence to create highly personalized emails to them. But going back to how can we do this in less than 10 days? Prioritize these leads and have your sales team be able to generate revenue in less than 30 days. And the way that we do that is that we use AI to search through 280 million contacts, leveraging the two things that we've been talking about. Your relationships that we build using KnowledgeNet, your ideal customer profile, and then we use AI to prioritize first and deliver these 1,000 leads, every single one of them with a warm introduction. And we deliver these results. We've been working nationwide with Sales Xceleration. We have sales in every corner of the U.S. We can provide you with reference customers. One of them is CDI Corporation that in less than 4 months, they closed $14 million worth of business, and it all started with KnowledgeNet. So we can give you the contact information of people to talk to. Part of the way that we are working with customers and accelerating is by packaging up these components. So we provide you with licensing of KnowledgeNet for 12 months so that you can use it a la carte fashion and to generate these emails for the prioritized leads. We provide the 1,000 prioritized leads upfront. We allow you to use the web traffic intelligence for a month. And for this entire package, we charge $1,000. Essentially, it's the same cost of subscription fees for a year, but it's at a significant discount. Number one thing that we are helping them upfront with prioritizing their leads and getting them started because they all want to grow their business very quickly. Starting that in less than 30 days shows the most impact. But some of you may not have sales teams, but you still want to start. So KnowledgeNet is priced at $30 per user per month. There's no contract, so you can go month to month. And then once you see value, you could have an annual contract and drop the pricing to $25 per user per month. Let me give you a demonstration of how KnowledgeNet works. Let's say that I am in the plastics industry and I'm an extruder of plastics and I'm looking for customers. Let's say that I want to contact one of them, Nationwide Gutter, so I can sell them extruded plastic gutters. I have the KnowledgeNet Chrome extension here on the right-hand side, and if I click on it, I'm able to see information about Nationwide Gutter. And the first thing I see is that no one in my organization has ever contacted this customer, but my network can introduce me. So Joe English has a 2 degree of separation from Renee Grossman. I can click here and I can see exactly how Joe and I are connected. We've had 7 meetings and 96 emails. And Joe and Renee are connected, and Renee is the founder of Nationwide Gutter. So if I like this connection path and I want to ask Joe for that introduction, all I have to do is click this purple button, write intro email, and it'll package up this relationship intelligence into an email asking Joe to please introduce me to Renee. Once I have been introduced to him, I may want to find out more information about Renee. So if I go to Renee's profile here, I can go to his LinkedIn page. I can click on the information tab, and in the information tab, I can see information like his cell phone number, which I've hidden here because we're on a national webinar. I can click here and get his personality profile, which will help me when I'm going to have a meeting with him so that I can present to him and communicate to him in a way that's going to be most impactful. So if I click here, I'm able to see things that are motivators and drainers for him, the communication style that I should follow, how we should work together, and recommendations of do's and don'ts for meeting and speaking with Renee. None of this is his profile, but I wanted to show you exactly the example of how this would work. If I close this box here, and if I didn't have a connection path, an introduction like from Joe English, I could use AI to write an email. And this isn't just any email. This is a specific one that's coming from me and my role and information about my company. It's going to Renee and information about him and his company. So it customizes that into a custom prompt in ChatGPT, which is embedded in KnowledgeNet. When I click the next button, it generates that email that I can also customize by clicking here and changing the length of the email or changing anything that I want. So there's an automatic draft. Close this box here and show you how to add Renee to my CRM because this is a prospect that I want to continue with. I can click this list area and then just add them to any one of my CRM systems that I have. And then if I go back to the company itself and I click the information tab here, then I'm able to see things about the company, access all of the employees at the company, and I can use AI to find similar companies. Again, I'm a plastics manufacturer. I'm looking for as many companies as I can. If I click there, it packages up information about Nationwide Gutter and shows me potential alternatives in the market. I can keep asking for 10 more through ChatGPT, or I can use KnowledgeNet to search over 70 million companies and find in the keyword search of gutters, find 3,293 companies nationwide that focus on gutters. The other thing I could do would be to search people. We have actually now 280 million contacts with the detailed filtering that I mentioned earlier, that you're able to find people in industries and by job role and title to help you grow your business. So that's a little demo of KnowledgeNet to give you a high-level perspective of some of the features and functionalities. And Pete, I'll turn it back over to you now.
Yeah, thank you, Ben. I really appreciate that, and that demo is very useful. And just a couple of comments on the KnowledgeNet. You can see that this gives you a huge competitive advantage when you properly use KnowledgeNet. I actually use it for my personal business. I recommend it to numerous clients and colleagues that have used it and have gotten, great feedback. And, the four things that I really, that stand out in my mind about KnowledgeNet is, number one, it helps with your lead list. There's 70 million companies that you can tap into. Once that ICP is defined, your target list is refined, and you can start, reaching out to those individuals and not waste time. And then the warm introduction piece is absolutely invaluable. I think the day of cold calling and reaching out and people getting caught up in spam filters, it's just really... It's frustrating from a sales perspective trying to get to that customer. But if I know somebody and they know somebody I'm trying to reach, what KnowledgeNet will do is actually do an introduction for you. It'll actually give you the paragraph and you send that to your person, they will copy paste it, send it to that other person. Cold introduction turns into warm introduction, and the close rate goes up from probably 10% to probably over 90%. So it's extremely valuable. And the other thing, it does use the disc profiles, the crystal nose type software. And when I'm talking to people, it'll actually bring up how to communicate with those people. So it'll help your salespeople know who's on the other end of the line. And then finally, it was a huge eye-opener to me is to sit there and to enter all that data on all your contacts. That's the bane of a sales rep, to get them to use their CRM and to do it. The KnowledgeNet actually communicates with your CRM, and basically you pull that person up one click and all that information is added to your CRM, and you have that contact into your CRM. So it's absolutely amazing. I really encourage everyone to reach out to Ben to get a demo and see how this could help you and your company. With regard to Sales Xceleration, just real quickly, what I do is I do the sales assessment. I do 40 questions, interview all the people that touch sales, the leadership team. And then the next meeting, we'll have a meeting to talk about what best will help that company out. A lot of times KnowledgeNet is a big part of that. And then from there, it turns into the infrastructure is done. I'll do everything from comp plans to make sure the right people are in the right seats, to set sales forecasting in, to put a CRM in place. And then that could turn into a sales management or not. If you have a sales leader, keep it going. We'll put that structure in place. I can help manage that team if you don't have a sales leader or don't want to lead those salespeople. And a lot of times that involves recruiting and hiring. I have multiple resources for that. And along the way, it's all about training and coaching and improving a little bit each and every day. And I keep going back to the KnowledgeNet and how valuable that it can be to your sales team, to your marketing team, and it really does help out. And the last thing, and I appreciate you allowing me to mention this, Ben, at Sales Xceleration, we have launched two new things. One is a sales playbook, so I can put a detailed 60-page sales playbook together for customers. Takes me about a week to get that done. So that's been phenomenal and extremely valuable. It basically sets a roadmap to success with that sales playbook. And then the other thing we've done is a sales acceleration framework. And what a framework does, it actually is a 6-day meeting. It's held over a full day. The first day is with the leadership team, groundbreaking day. We review the 4.0 assessment. We go through a gap list. We do a sales responsibility chart, talent map. We come up with a sales blueprint. We actually come up with scorecards for the sales team and the sales individuals on that team. We come up with the agenda for the next meeting, and we actually come up with rocks or goals for those sales team to execute on. Then 30 days later, we have a 2-day foundation building day where we'll meet with the sales team, the sales leader, and the sales team. We'll talk about the ICP, the buyer personas, the value prop. We'll look at the guiding sales principles, the competitive positioning, sales stories. And in day 2, we'll actually do role plays, sales blueprint. We'll assign company rocks for that quarter. We'll look at scorecards for the team and individuals. We'll talk about the sales playbook and deliver the sales playbook, and also do the gap list and make sure that gap list is addressed. And then we'll do quarterly meetings. So we'll get a cadence down. So we'll improve a little bit each quarter. And over time, that sales team is tuned up. They're doing the right things. They're consistently we're holding them accountable, and results happen. And then we actually do an annual review where we make sure that everything we talked about that we were going to do, we did. And then we'll tune it up to even do better in that next year. So Ben, I really appreciate you allowing me to join you and to talk about all the things that KnowledgeNet has benefited. I know I personally, in my practice, have benefited a lot. I know a number of my customers are raving about it, and I think this is only the beginning. So thank you so much for the time, and thanks everyone out there for joining on a busy day. Please give myself or Ben a call if you have any questions.
Thank you, Pete. Yes, absolutely. Everyone, please give us a call if you have any questions. You can see our contact information here on the screen. Reach out to Pete for the outsourced VP of sales and the ideas that he was sharing, and reach out to me for an overview or discussion of KnowledgeNet for your organization. The question that I see in the Q&A is, how long does it take to get started using KnowledgeNet? KnowledgeNet. And with KnowledgeNet, we can set up your company in less than 5 minutes, invite the users to the organization, and the users only need to take a couple of minutes to sync their email and their LinkedIn. Then KnowledgeNet will be going back a year to create all of that relationship intelligence. And in the meantime, the sales team can use KnowledgeNet to search the 280 million contacts. And we do provide training, but since we live where they're working, there's really not a lot of training involved. It'll be an assistant to them wherever they're working. We want to thank you very much for joining us today, and we look forward to having a one-on-one conversation with you if you're interested in what we have to offer. All right. I don't see any other questions. Pete, thank you very much for joining, and thank you everybody for joining our webinar today. Have a great day.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great week.